Hey there, FYE 105. This is your instructor, Ben Worth, and I want to talk to you a little bit about this week's assignment with a conversation about race. Over the years, I've had the privilege of teaching our Major Black Writers course, often at Bluegrass, and I've always found it to be a really powerful class. One of the things that's been really meaningful to me is to have some open and honest conversations about race and race in America. The assignment in your journals this week kind of speaks to some of those lessons in my Major Black Writers class. So the journal question, let me read it here. What race do you consider yourself to be? Would you say you identify strongly with your race, or are you rarely conscious of it? One of the things that I've found when students respond to a question like that is that their own background really drives how they answer it. So some of the majority students in the class, white students like myself, when they answered that question, they had the same answer I had when I first encountered that question in a diversity training seminar many years ago. One student writes, I would say that I'm rarely conscious of my race. Another student wrote, I have never really thought about what race I am. And another student, I don't understand what it means to be white other than my skin tone is lighter. And that really was my response as well. And I think there's something really powerful behind that. That for majority members of our society, we don't really ever have to, unless we choose to, think about race. It's not something we confront on a day-to-day basis. We are never made aware of our race in ways that minority students often are. And that can be really powerful. And so I say that to the white students in the class. When was the last time you were made self-conscious of being white? And it's rare that students have a real response to that. If you ask minority students in the class, are they ever conscious of their race? And you get lots and lots of different responses. The responses in this class I was pleased to see were often very positive. They spoke about aspects of their culture, whether it was black culture or Native American culture, in ways that were spoke of pride in their culture, but it very much clearly referenced a culture that is different from white culture or American culture. And I think that's what it means to be white in this society, is that you can ignore race on a day-to-day basis if you choose to. And for many, sadly, still to this day, of our minority students, they live in a world where they're made to be very conscious of their race. And sometimes it can be as simple as someone following you through a department store worried that you might be shoplifting. But more, it's just never knowing in an interaction with another person if they're going to be judgmental for no reason other than the color of your skin. You know, the video that accompanied this, the Oprah Winfrey piece, had some really powerful lessons about how race and our views of race have changed over the years. And I was very pleased to see all the students in this class believe in that central idea of Martin Luther King's speech, that we should judge people on the content of their character, not the color of their skin. At the same time, I would encourage us to start more of a conversation about what it's like to live in a society as a racial minority versus living as a racial majority. So one of the things I've done is started a discussion forum in our comments board, and I really encourage you to continue this conversation forward as we move through the end of the semester. I'd like to see more of your feedback on this video that I've made and some of your comments about the other comments that students are making about race in this class. Okay, thank you very much.